Morning show. So happy that you can join us. And on September 22nd, the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange will introduce an e-business solution to the securities market that is meant to significantly improve the ease of doing business with the TTSEC. So here to tell us more is the acting CEO, Lystra Lucilio, as well as the Director of Disclosure, Registration and Corporate Finance at the TTSEC, Kevin Deopasad. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Lystra, let me start with you. What prompted the TTSEC to develop a technological solution to its business processes?
Hi, good morning, Lisa, and thanks for having us. The SEC, as part of our strategic plan, we would have had a strategic goal that spoke to the effectiveness and efficiency of the Commission itself in fulfilling our mandate. So part of it included the development of ICT or technology-based type products to be able to assist us in our mandate. And our registrants actually would have an easier communication with the Commission. We would be able to be more responsive, available, to be able to fulfill the requirements in that way. So that is what would have prompted us.
Yes. Well, let's dial back a bit, okay? Because it's called Easi. We have a little pun there. Yeah. Easy makes it easy, but you are EASI. Exactly what does it stand for?
So Easi stands for Electronically Advanced Submission Interface. And part of the SEC's mandate is the registration of securities or investment products, services, as well as service providers. So Easi is an online platform for electronic submission of registrations,
yes,
filing, whatever the registrants we need, the market actors or players would need. And it puts the market players front and center in navigating the system, from the submission of the applications to renewal of applications, disclosures, filings, among other services. So Easi will actually revolutionize the way in which the securities industry is regulated.
Yeah, I'd imagine it will also reduce the time between registration or any sort of interface with the SEC and the response time. So Kevin Deopasad, tell us, how will this online platform benefit the investing public? Okay, so okay, we're not hearing Kevin too clearly. Kevin? Your link is really, really bad. I don't know if, while you check it out, if Lystra can answer that question.
So, and how do we expect it to really improve our business and the way that we would probably interact with the registrants? Is that the system itself would one, be online. That in its own itself, it's a major difference, because once you're online, you're available 24/7. Yeah. Persons can actually utilize interactive forms at that point. Persons, you can actually send in questions to our staff, and our staff would be able to address it in a shorter time. So even the turnaround time associated with that would be improved just because of that ability to use that online platform.
Yeah.
And with having that better turnaround time, you would find that more business would be generated in that way. You'll have more products coming to market. It would, in essence, improve business all the way on.
Yeah, and let's locate it within the context of the pandemic now. How will companies benefit from interacting with the SEC, particularly with regard to the pandemic?
Yes. So, of course, in terms of the pandemic and what would have happened coming out of it, you would have seen that a lot of companies that would have provided physically based type services, where you'd have to come in, sign a form, get it delivered, get it submitted, and then things we would not be able to support that going forward, especially if we have restrictions within the environment, especially in terms of interaction. So in that case, in terms of the pandemic, having an online system, and you're seeing a lot of businesses doing that, converting what they would have been doing before to an online system, that allows you to have that contactless ease of accessing the organizations and continuing business. And that is how it's actually going to work for us going forward.
I understand that this is not necessarily a response to the pandemic, but that the SEC perhaps was ahead of the pandemic. This has been some time in the making.
Yes, it is. It has. It's actually, as I was saying, it was part of our strategic plan, right? So it's something that we would have started about 4 years ago with looking at what made sense. What was the issue for us at that point in time? If when we interacted with the market and we asked them to give us feedback on what they thought about the services that we provided, the timeliness of it, we saw that this was one of the major issues, concerns coming back from the registrants. So we focused on the whole registration process to demystify the registration process on its own. Because initially what would happen, especially with a paper-based type process, you would find that persons would fill out a form, submit it, then we'll have to call them and say, well, you didn't complete, parts 9, 10, 11, and 12, and then wait for them to submit that. Then you have that, and that whole back and forth all the time would have just delayed things quite significantly. But it helped to demystify the process. The online platforms, the form itself will prompt you according to the type of registration to determine what areas you will have to fill out, what documents you will need to submit. So when something comes in, it comes into the SEC as a complete product for us, and we can actually easily continue to complete the registration.
All right, I want to see if we have Kevin back in. Let's see if we can get him in before the end. We are almost out of time. Kevin, are you there? Are we hearing you? Okay, so we're not getting Kevin clearly, unfortunately. So just to tell us a bit of the benefits of this Easi platform to individuals now and organizations accessing the platform and to the SEC in terms of efficiencies of operation beyond what you might have just illustrated for us.
Yeah. So this project, this is the first phase of the project for us.
Yeah.
So the first phase is the rollout for the market players. You see, and once the market players get accustomed utilizing it and doing the submissions, then what they will do is build confidence in the system, right? And once they start to build confidence in utilizing the system, we expect to see more and more registrations coming out into the market.
Yes.
And once that happens, potential investors as well as investors will have a wider array of products available for them to invest in. And generally, as part of the SEC's mandate, we focus on investor education and for investors to have information in order to make a correct investments suitable for them. All right. And in that case, you'd see that having the access into all of these new products, a different array of products, persons would feel as if they're not kind of pigeonholed into picking particular types of investment products.
Yes.
And even going forward in phase 2 and phase 3 of this project, we intend to put all the company filings in one area, one place, one platform for potential investors as well as investors to go on and access it. So if it is like someone wants to invest in a particular type of stock or share, and they can actually go and look on the SEC at the financials, the interim financials, to be able to make wise investment decisions.
Okay, well, Listra Lucilio, you anticipated my final question in terms of what's next for Easi and for the SEC, but we're out of time, but I know that the launch takes place tomorrow, so I'm sure a lot of information will be drip-fed into the community, into the business community especially. I want to thank you so much, Listra Lucilio, acting CEO of the TTSEC, as well as Kevin, who we didn't get to talk to you. I know the Wi-Fi, the data sometimes acts up and the connection is not as we wanted, but still, thank thank you for checking in, Kevin Diopasad, and all success with the launch of the Easi platform for your investors. We're taking a few messages, and when we come back, we're back here in studio. Ayinka is already on set, and we're going to find out about all the things that are happening here at TTT over the next few days.